You know, this question, ladies and gentlemen, might actually trigger people. It might actually trigger people. So I'm just going to say this in the most calm voice I possibly can. I'm just going to be upfront with you. And hopefully we can just go from there, okay? Yesterday we had the big shocker. And a lot of people, ironically, right, if I was to fast forward back to when we first saw this game, back when we first saw Norman Reedus holding the baby, and we saw the people floating and X amount of things, a lot of people looked at this game and was like, yeah, it looks cool, but I don't know what this is. A lot of people are calling this the FedEx simulator. Remember that? It was a walking FedEx simulator. We get out of this trailer from yesterday, and not only has this game gotten more buzz than hardly anything going into E3, but it's got more people talking about PlayStation more so than they did with State of Play, and of course with their recent game release, which was Days Gone. So my question, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into this video, is this: did Sony really just win E3 without even having to participate in E3? Now, again, don't look at this as like a fanboy type of statement. Just look at this as a logical type of, logical question right now, okay? Being honest with you guys. Because let's be real here. If you look at E3 2019, if you go on YouTube, if you go on Twitter, a lot of people, it seems like 95% of gamers are sleeping on E3 2019 this year. There is next to no talks or excitement going into E3 this year. Sure, you will see some posts every now and then that get a lot of traffic, a lot of retweets and thumbs up, right? And people will say, I'm hyped for E3. Some people have dropped some videos on Twitter, but if you look at what happened, if you were to compare the amount of people doing this to last year's E3, right? There's clearly a difference, and there's clearly a change in mood and scenery here. It really is. And I'm wondering why. I'm really wondering why. Is it because people are tired of E3? Is it because E3 is dying and losing its prestige? Or is it because a lot of people just are not invested in E3 this year because of one vital component is not going to be here this year, and that's Sony? I remember a lot of people saying that, Sony needs E3, Sony needs this, that, and the third. You're a fool if you believe Sony doesn't need E3. And yet, look what they've done on the side without even being at E3, and they've garnered more excitement and more talk going into E3 this year, and they're not even going to be there. State of Play, the first State of Play announced VR, the first ever Iron Man VR game, which has people talking about it and hype for VR. That focused heavily on VR. The second one, we got more talks for Final Fantasy that's coming out, and more games shown for Sony that's coming at that point. And then, of course, we had Days Gone that officially dropped. And then yesterday, we had Death Stranding. Again, I ask you, does Sony really need E3 this year? Do they? And if they do need E3 this year, I want you to tell me why they need E3. And then that's the question I have for you. Why does Sony need E3 this year? More buzz from one game. One game. Than anything else. This one game has more buzz than E3 as a whole. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm telling you. This game sets a standard. It really does set a standard that Microsoft needs to match going into next gen next year, or going into next gen. But they really have to answer this. It set a standard, and hopefully Microsoft got the message loud and clear. Because if one game is doing this much buzz for a platform, one game has more people talking about PlayStation than the actual E3 event, then I'm just wondering what would happen if Sony had, more, or if Sony even went to E3 this year. I'm just saying. I'm not going to sit here and say that E3 is irrelevant. No, E3 will never be irrelevant. E3 is like the Super Bowl or the WrestleMania, if you want to put it like that, for gamers. We all come in from different regions of the planet here. We all fly just to be part of the experience. We all do this. But E3, man, this year, it's clearly lacking the energy that we had last year and the year before it. And I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say, but this is insane. It really, really is insane. I'm shocked by how much buzz Sony has made with Hideo Kojima's game. I really, really am. This game was called the FedEx Simulator. People were confused. It's like, oh, his baby's in this. They're calling Hideo Kojima a sicko. Look at him now. This game is probably one of their most anticipated. But that just goes to show how important first-party games are and how important talent is when it comes to these gaming platforms. We need talent at the end of the day. You need talent. Sure, you can talk about the teraflops, you can talk about the SSDs, you can talk about the load times, you can talk about the more powerful hardware and hard drives, you can talk all this stuff, but if you don't got the talent to push that hardware to the brink and really deliver the gems that are required to sell it, it's kind of pointless. And that's what I'm talking about at the end of the day. Sony and Hideo Kojima clearly showed they have those gems. They got those gems for you at the end of the day. And there's more to come. We're going into next generation, but we still have 2 more. But there are plenty more to come with PlayStation 5. And I can tell you right now, if I was to put a poll on this channel, and I'll ask you, which company did a better job of selling you on their next generation platform, I'm pretty sure 95% of the poll would say Sony. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm very, very sure. So going into E3 this year, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm going into E3 this year with very, very low expectations. I think that's fair. And hopefully Microsoft delivers on what they need to deliver on. But right now, this right here is probably some of the craziest reactions I've seen in a long time. Death Stranding has completely changed the game for Sony right now. And this is only one game, guys. One game. Can you guys imagine what The Last of Us Part 2 is really going to do for Sony in the PS4? Or Ghost of Tsushima? Really think about it. Really think about it. This game was the game that wasn't even on anybody's radar, and it's garnered more buzz than E3. So, just saying. Question of the day, man. Did Sony win E3 without even having to participate? Comment below. Let me know. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. I will see you guys on the next upload. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the channel to all the new faces. And hope you guys enjoy. This is Big Cloud Gaming, and I'm signing out. Deuces.